I've watched a lot of videos where people talk about their fantasy worlds and even give general advice on how to do it yourself, but even after watching all those videos, I still don't quite understand how I'm supposed to create a world with magic and creatures and lore and people, and I've put off doing it for a while. However, I am finally ready to dive into the world of world building and give it a try because I really want to work on my own fantasy series. And so I want to take you all on a journey as I figure things out while I world build for my fantasy novel. But before I just jump into the lore and start creating all my countries and cities or whatever I plan on calling them, I need to figure out just the general world I want to build. Is it going to be dark and gritty? Maybe really modern and techy? Is it going to be rooted in our world? I don't know, but I need to think about it because I think that's going to affect the kind of creatures and magic I create. Honestly, I'm just going to go based off the things I'm interested in because if I'm going to take all this time to build this fantasy world, I better love it. So what I'm going to do right now is head into Obsidian and just start brain dumping a few ideas. I love the idea of an older setting, so a place that's not very techy or not very modern, but still has some conveniences like running water. I also absolutely love giant castles and ruins / crumbling buildings or abandoned buildings. So I want there to be places that have been almost forgotten in this world. Also, I keep getting this idea of water and greenery and a lot of nature. So I think that there are going to be different continents. Again, I have not figured out the names of things, but I want there to be different, areas within this world. So not all of it's going to be the same, but I think for the one I want to focus on first, it's going to be very green and nature focused. Also, this will not be rooted in our world at all. I'm not a fan of that. I want it to be something completely different from our reality. So after making this list, I headed over to Pinterest and I took my time really looking through photos, and then I organized a few of them in my brain dump file, and this is what I came up with. I'm pretty happy so far, but this is by no means the end of my brainstorming session. Now that I have a general idea of what I want my world to look like, I need to figure out what creatures would best suit it. And I think I'm gonna really stick with the idea of a very watery place. So whether that's an underwater world or a place that is surrounded by water, I know that I need some aquatic creatures. So I'm gonna go do some research and see what kind of mythical creatures are found in large bodies of water. So after doing a bit of research, I decided I'm gonna have mermaids, a hydra, and a kraken. I know that's only 3. I should definitely have more for this whole fantasy world, but I think those are the 3 I'm going to focus on for now. I also haven't decided if mermaids are going to be good or evil. Kind of like the idea of evil mermaids, but we'll see. This fantasy world would not be complete without a magic system, so I think I'm going to stick with elemental magic. I like the idea of doing water, fire, earth, and air, especially depending on the area that you're from. So I've been talking about how I think that my world is mainly going to be a water-based world, but there could be other areas within this world that are maybe by a volcano or something like that. I haven't decided if this is going to be a soft or hard magic system yet. I definitely want to look more into that, but I think I'm leaning towards soft, but there is a lot of room for change to happen. And I also like the idea that within water, fire, earth, or air, there can be people that have unique abilities. So I was thinking if you can use water magic, maybe you can also commune with sea creatures, or you're someone that can control the weather to an extreme degree. So maybe everyone who has water magic can control the weather by making it rain, but there are specialists or unique users who can make a strong thunderstorm or tsunami happen. Also, dealing with this elemental magic system, I was thinking, I don't want this to feel like Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is a really popular show, but I also really like the idea of having elemental magic. So that is going to be something that I really focus on. I think I might go deep into how elemental magic works in Avatar: The Last Airbender, so I can see if there are any ways where I can not improve it, but make it really different, or maybe give more strict limitations on my magic, and maybe that starts to become a more hard magic system, but I'm not really sure. Either way, I feel like I have the main components of my magic system done for now, but this is all just about brainstorming today. But for now, I'm going to keep on working on the creatures I'm going to have in this world, and then what the world is going to look like in general, and give you all an update in the next episode. So make sure to subscribe if you're interested in how I build out this whole fantasy world. Also, if you have any advice for how to build a fantasy world, I'd love to hear them down in the comments below.